ICE is going to be here until 2030. They're not going anywhere. But here is Hollywood that continues to push this narrative out there that ICE are evil, that our law enforcement is evil. And I'll give you a great example of this show called The Pit. The Pit is a show based on an emergency room where it's hyper fantasized. People, you know, it's an emergency. Everyone that comes, almost they're dying. They make it seem like it's Vietnam, when really, if you've ever been to an emergency room, you know that an emergency room is never that dire. Yes, there are incidents that happen, but again, it's a show. It's hyper fictionalized. Okay, so here is when ICE agents come in, and they bring this lady in because when they arrested her, she was injured, and look how ICE officers are treated in here.
Hello, I'm Dr. Rabinovich. This is Dr. McKay. Agents Correa and Russo. She needs to be looked at before we process her.
What's your name, ma'am? Anita. We're gonna take care of you, okay?
Again, only making it seem like it's the Hispanics that are illegal and undocumented. There are plenty of Pakistanis, Indians, Asians, people from the Middle East that are here illegally. They always make it seem like it's the Hispanic people.
She fell? We'll pick up and sleep at a restaurant.
And so the show goes on. This part goes on. The ICE agents are simply doing their job, but everybody at the hospital treats them like crap. And employees who are hired by the hospital start to leave. So the hospital is pretty much admitting that they hire illegal, undocumented aliens. Patients start to leave, so it continues to show that yes, we continue in America, we continue to operate and give healthcare services to illegal, undocumented aliens. Then you wonder, wow, why is our healthcare system so effed up? Why is it that we were spending more money on homeless people in New York City than the median household income in New York? I'll show you. Let me skip to when they start to leave. Again, I don't want to get copyrighted here.
We can make sure she has everything she needs. We treat her injury, and that's...
So she's looking for somebody, she's calling them out. She's worried that this worker is gone. You see more people leaving. Okay, and then it just goes on, and then at the end, you have an individual who interferes with ICE investigation. One of the doctors, excuse me, he interferes with ICE investigation, gets arrested, and they make it seem like, well, again, they make it seem like ICE agents are radical, that they're aggressive. They're simply doing their job. It doesn't matter if you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, if you're a lawyer, if you're another law enforcement person, or you're just a civilian. You cannot interfere with ICE investigations. My point in making this video is to show you that Hollywood and these blue states continue to brainwash people by putting stuff like this out there, to make it seem like ICE bad.
Hey man, you're hurting her. Jesus Christ, what's going on now?
She got the phone out, record everything, like... Hollywood, if all these kids out there are listening and they want to go to Hollywood, you've got to think twice, man, because that place is the devil's den.